Alright, how's it going, everybody? It's Ace here today, and I want to say today's topic is going to be about, I guess, just the lack of great amounts of movies or TV shows coming out um, that are just pretty much not up to par as what I would say they used to be. I would say back then we used to have a little bit more of a variety when it came to the stuff that we were getting. I'm definitely going to give some examples here, but I just wanted to preface it beforehand that today's episode will pretty much just be about, on why video games, or not video games, on like how entertainment and other medias have just kind of dropped down below into mid territory. And I guess the first topic I had on here at least was Morbius. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the fact that it didn't really do so hot last year, so much so that the memes trolled the executives at Sony so much into thinking that people actually wanted to watch the movie that they re-released it in theaters and just for it to suck and lose money again, which I don't think I've ever seen happen as fast as that movie did. And it really set the bar for Sony, and just the fact that they're like, hey, we want to do our own Spider-Man universe as well, but not as good. And you could tell it's just a cash grab because they're kind of like, hey, well, if the Marvel stuff doesn't work out, we still have our Spider-Man universe and stuff. And in reality, I don't really think that's a good idea, at least because it's already botched to hell. I mean, first you have, the second the second Venom movie, which was not as good as the first one. I would say a little too chaotic and not really organized. And then you have Carnage movie coming out later on as well, I believe. Or no, I'm tripping on that. But yeah, obviously we had Morbius, which introduced Vulture from the MCU, which just convoluted everything because it was like, huh? Where did he come from all of a sudden? So that's definitely something that I would say didn't help the whatchamacallit, that movie at all. Was just getting people confused as to what happened. And I guess in line with that superhero movie doing really bad, another one I personally thought was kind of garbage was Thor Love and Thunder. Now, the reasons why I didn't like it was just the deviation that I think Thor's character should have gone through. Personal opinion, I think he probably should have gone through more of a hardship reawakening, because he should have found himself being the king of Asgard and not giving up the throne. Yeah, Valkyrie was there, but honestly, it's just when you have as much good stories that you do from the comic book that rely, I guess, on King Thor and other stuff like that, where he is just the peak that he can be, it kind of gets disappointing when you see him just get shafted and just give up his fucking throne. And all, albeit saying that Chris Hemsworth did say that he doesn't want to really return to the role unless someone else gives him a better script, which I agree, because a little too jokey, a little too non-serious. And I mean, I think Thor's character worked with adding in some serious bits, but the fact that they kind of made it a little too jokey, and he didn't really take anything serious, I think that's what kind of ruined the character for me. Because I want to say the Thor from like Age of Ultron and I would say Infinity War, that's like the good amount of humor where he's not too serious, but he's not too jokey. It fit. But then you have it where it's in Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, and it's just like they're making fun of everything that's should be at least given a little bit more thought. I couldn't even really finish the movie because of how bad they kind of just tore his character apart. On the side of animation, I would like to say that the Minions, the Rise of Gru, wasn't really that good. Now I understand it is a kids movie, but the fact that I have a daughter that I have to also watch the movie with, I would like a movie that caters to both the child, yes, and something that the parent can watch and it be entertaining as well. I mean, shoot, we're the ones that have to, be there with our kid and watch the movie, or even if it is at home, we're still with them, and we want to just be able to enjoy it, not just be completely like, what is this? Like, why do I feel like I'm losing brain cells? Like, that really shouldn't be what I think a movie should do, even if it is catered towards kids, because there are a lot of good movies even from back then that older kid or older people and young kids could watch at the same time and it'd still be good. I mean, a lot of the early Pixar, a lot of like the Renaissance Disney stuff, and then obviously Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon. Those movies are really much like adults can watch it and kids can watch it, and it'll still be good for both of them. I don't know. We've just kind of deviated away from that, and Minions is very much just like, I don't like that kind of humor. It's just kind of brainless. But everybody has an opinion. That's fine on the Minions being a mid, Thor: Love and Thunder being mid, Morbius also being mid, and then the final one that to compare another animated to another animated, I would say Lightyear. Oof, really dropped the ball on that one. I want to say what kind of did that one dirty was the fact that you already had an established character from Buzz Lightyear who didn't reprise the voice line role, which could have been really easy. Disney being Disney, whatever, who cares? But the story, ultimately, I think is what suffered the most for that, because instead of going off of literally something that was already established, you had Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. You already had a whole bunch of episodes done. You could have easily used that as a template for the movie and made it even more in depth, and it could have been like your own Pixar Star Wars style of like crossover, I guess you could say, of like that style, because Buzz Lightyear of Star Command was a Green Lantern-esque, or they had their own council of Star Command, of like that same suit, different alien species, but for some reason we went the boring route of just humans. Hey, guess what, Zurg? Just a human. Oh, he's just a future Buzz that basically gave up. That's what I would think would be like the most saddest part about the whole thing, is that I always thought Zurg was either like the way it was supposed to be, a play on, Star Wars and Darth Vader, Luke, but nope, they botched it. They just basically said, nope, it's just an evil future Buzz. And you're like, what? But, oh well. Nothing you can do about it now. They've already ruined it. So, that's pretty much where we're at with animation. There are some hidden gems. You got Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, you got Pinocchio from Benicio del Toro. Those were some of the most beautifully animated movies, I would say, from last year that some people didn't really give the credit they deserve. And then even as of today, we got the Super Mario movie, which from just the trailers and other media, it looks beautiful. When I get the chance, I'm definitely going to look at it, watch it, but I know that one's a bit of a divisive movie, because some people that aren't Mario fans are criticizing it a little bit harsher than other people. That's fine. I'm not gonna give an opinion until I actually watch it, because that would just be unfair. I'm only gonna give opinions on movies that I've actually seen. Otherwise, it would just be ingenuous of me to be like, hey, this movie sucks because of this reason, when I haven't seen it. The point is, give my opinion on movies that I've seen or tried to watch, and give my reason onto why I think they're mid or kind of crap. But that's my personal opinion on at least those four. Honestly, I could probably go on with one more. I want to say the next one that I could say of like other entertainment that has been mid, something that kind of dug a little bit into the heart, was the Saints Row reboot. Just for a reference, Saints Row came out in about 2007 when the Xbox 360 came out. It was, or was it? No, it actually came out when the Xbox came out. Yeah, but anyways, I just know it was a really good game. That first Saints Row game was very GTA-esque, smaller in the map size, but the customization that you had, the fact that you were like a, gang leader in a sense, and you had to get territories and stuff like that, it was pretty nuanced at the time. Because GTA was just pretty much a single person doing all these different tasks for other people, but Saints Row was you kind of like creating this own little community game, obviously, but of your own kind of image. And then once you got Saints Row 2, that really kept the ball rolling with all the customization that you had as far as vehicles, customizing the way your people looked, customizing the way the buildings looked. Saints Row 2 really did a number. And then you had Saints Row 3, which kind of took it a little bit less serious, which I was okay with, mostly because I had friends to play with the game, so it made it a little bit more fun, those kind of open world missions and stuff like that, or just the multiplayer aspect in general. But then they kind of lost me at GTA 5, and then they lost me, or not GTA 5, at Saints Row 4, and then after that, because GTA 5 was out around that time, and GTA 5 was definitely better than Saints Row. And then, after all these years, Saints Row finally came out with a new game, and guess what? It was crap. Just from, oh my god, seeing the dialogue, the way the gameplay ran, it was just, no. Like, how did you fall from grace? The dialogue was nothing like what it should have been, and a lot of fan favorite characters, obviously, like Gat and Shauna and other people that were very well known, were no longer in the fucking series. So unfortunately, that kind of did a number for that one, and that one didn't really recover, honestly. Yeah. And then another game. Now, I want to think of one more that I have played, but I kind of try and steer away from not playing bad games, because then that's money wasted. So, if there's any other game I can think of that I would say is mid, honestly, I would even say Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I know that's kind of big, even coming from a Pokemon fan, fucking Nintendo, whatever, but when I think about it, I kind of expect a little bit more from a company that is a multi-billion-dollar company, biggest franchise in the world. You would think they'd be able to put a little bit more resources into their actual games, so that way it's not so crap. But somehow we got a buggy mess on release date. Still have buggy stuff going on in the game, and then on top of that, you have them. Yeah, they have DLC that's going to come out later on, but the bugs are still there. There's still plenty of glitches that happen, and I still believe that some people have gotten soft reset or soft locked, where they lose all their data and they have to completely start over again. So yeah, and this is a Pokemon game, and we didn't really have these issues back on the 3DS, but I don't know. For me, I would say after Satoru Iwata died, and passed away, I should say, um, it really did a number for Game Freak, because he was kind of like a hidden gem that would help them figure out coding and other stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, that's a game that came out that I know for sure that I played that was mid. I did enjoy it. I did like certain aspects to it, but in the same sense, it doesn't get me to want to keep playing it, other than a few events that happen here and there. And that's what's kind of sad, is like, why is it losing its magic? What's missing from it? Because I could have sworn just a little while ago, back when Sun and Moon came out, I was pretty excited to play Pokemon. But then Sword and Shield happened, and then after that, Scarlet and Violet. Whoa, we had a few other games in between, but from that next generation, from that one to that one, oof, stuff just happened. But yeah, that's pretty much all I could think of for everything that I can think of that is mid. So leave a comment down below if you can think of anything else of entertainment that is been mid recently, and if I'm crazy, if there really is more media that is actually mid or not. I feel like we're not really getting the best kind of quality content we should be getting. We are getting content that is good every once in a while, but that's from a few people that are dedicated to the actual franchise or project that they're actually doing. And then a large majority of the other entertainment stuff that we're getting is kind of just like, I'm getting paid, so I guess I'll do this half-assed. That's what I think. But oh well, that's gonna be it for today. So it's gonna be Ace signing out. Goodbye.